Happy New Year! Oh man, what a beginning! What a great beginning to the year with everything that's been going on. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mark B. Lee, along with my beautiful co-host Jerome Connor and fantastic co-host Rose Marie Rose. We bring you Saturday morning cartoons where each and every week we talk about our past in animated format, not us being animated, but things we saw when we had cereal in our hand and we're still in our robot mode and we got our pajamas on and we run downstairs and we go, it's Scooby-Doo! Woo-hoo!
And then you'd fight with your sibling as to who's going to watch what.
Yeah, the fact that we had to get up and cross the floor to get to the channel turner. How you guys doing?
Don't forget the rabbit ears.
The rabbit ears and the aluminum foil that we put on it. Those TVs were heavy. I mean, I guess when I got in my teens and actually picked up one of those console-sized TV sets to realize how heavy it is, I really felt sorry for the delivery guys. That brought it you know, and the screens weren't as big as we currently have now. Rose, Happy New Year. How are you, dear?
Hey, Happy New Year. I'm doing real good.
Yeah, you're not frozen or anything, right? You're did you drink too much on New Year's Eve?
No, it was a quiet New Year's Eve. I went to bed before midnight.
Oh my God. Wow, you old fart. Good God. I mean, at least I stayed up. You know, I mean, I sometimes do. I think there's only maybe once or twice in my life where I actually went to sleep before the turn of the year, shall I say. Good morning, lovely Cheryl. Happy New Year to you too. Rose actually ended out 2022 with a NBL Entertainment Group show, Roses and Reactions, which
was a great show, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a great show. I once again had to wipe my screen, off. All the beer had to wipe that off my screen because of your you guys' opinions about certain things, you and your daughter, when you get together.
Thank God I wasn't on the show. I'd be yelling at both Rose and Rachel on their decisions.
It's funny. I can't love or hate either one of them when they do those type of shows.
Yeah.
It really confounds me because I'm like, well, wait a minute. Whose team am I on? Am I team Rose? Am I team Rachel? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
So I just focused it to, team R. I think that just it covers everything with team R. Jerome, how was your New Year's? Anything new happen? Anything old happen?
No, same old stuff, same stuff, different year. Work. And
it's really funny when our good friend Terry over in Ireland is celebrating, basically his New Year. We're sitting down at dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys have already, by the time our New Year's comes around, he's either waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning or he's staying down.
Well, Gwen decided this year she was going to stay up and watch the ball drop.
Oh, did she actually do that?
Yeah, she did not want to watch all that frivolous junk beforehand.
Yeah.
All the hosts thinking they're being hip and cool.
Same here. Same here. I think it's boring as hell.
Yeah. And so, like 5 minutes beforehand, we called her in and she's like, well, did the ball start dropping yet? We're like, yeah, you got to wait for the build-up. And she's like, no, I don't.
I really hate all that pre-stuff. It's like just a series of bad concerts that you're watching.
Yeah. Come on. They had Duran on one of those, and I couldn't recognize them.
Oh, my God, man.
Think about this. It was 40 years ago when they were super popular.
I love Duran.
I know, but think about it.
You're making me feel really old, Jerome.
They do not look. They don't look young and hip, and they're not wearing the eyeliner like they used to.
Wait a minute, isn't that Whamageddon? Aren't they responsible for Whamageddon?
No, that's Wham.
Oh, no wonder, Whamageddon. Duh, I thought it was a song.
Wait a minute,
they were around at the same time though. They were both big.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, MTV. It was all because of MTV.
Yeah, but you know what though? I love their Bond version. I love it when they were assigned to doing James Bond.
I like that song. That was good.
It was a little poppish, but
wasn't that A View to a Kill?
Who?
Yes.
A View to a Kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
View to a Kill.
Yeah, that was Roger Moore is too old to play this, but we need to get one more out of him before the contract ends.
Look, I have. I can't talk about Roger Moore. He's dead, right?
Yeah, you can talk about anybody. But still, so Gwen watched the ball drop, and then she decided she was going to stay up, and she stayed up, and at 1:30, I kind of went into her room and said, "All right, that's enough. Time to go to bed."
Youth.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Next year, she can stay up till 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Well, look, we're in a new year.
Uh-huh.
I don't know whether to assess the start of the new year as good or bad. The good thing about it is that we're out of 22. The bad thing about it is we got a preview of 23. And I'm looking at it as not something distressful. I'm looking at it as a comedy show for the rest of the year now.
Listen, I have an advice for you, Mark.
Uh-huh.
Buy stock in popcorn.
Buy stock in what?
Popcorn.
Oh, yes. I've already had it.
Yeah, I figure I'm going to buy Redenbacher. I'm going to buy Jiffy, the stock market, just, because I figure it's going to be going up because everybody's going to be watching the clown show.
Right. Someone's asking me how to get onto the show or get to see the show. And I'm trying to do one thing, at the same time here. Two things at the same time, but yeah. So this is the first show of the year, and it's only appropriate that the person who ended the calamity of 2022 actually starts the calamity of 2023.
I was going to say, we should make a note as to who's responsible, because we've been doing this now for 4 years.
I think
you started the first one.
I think it should be an annual assignment for her. Okay, each and every year.
It's just whose turn it is.
We're going to call it New Year's Eve Rose, New Year's Day Rose. It's been incredible so far, and I'm assuming that this current year coming up is going to be even best. But let me tell you about something that I'm not sure is my favorite year or not. The year was 1993. And I really have to think hard to think about what the hell was I doing in 1993. You could say 80s, you could say 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s with me, and I can kind of give you an idea of how I fared then. But someone of our group decided to focus specifically on a year, one single freaking year. Really? There's something that happened in 93 that deserved an entire show on?
Yes, it's 30 years since these cartoons have more or less been on the air.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't thinking 30 years back last year. I mean,
I know exactly where I was 93.
Where were you, Jerome, in 1993?
I was getting ready to get married to my first wife.
Got a boy. Good job.
Yeah, boy, was that a mistake.
The first wife. You're right. I forgot about the first wife. Yeah.
I had just started my new job at JCPenney. I started in October, and then it was rolling in, and they kept me on. I was only a temp for Christmas, and they kept me on. So I started what turned out to be 7.5 years in retail.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. I did retail for a year, and I went, nope, never again.
It's a good learning ground for customer service.
It is indeed.
I'll tell you.
It is indeed. But you also learn a couple of things. You learn one, you hate people. You learn to hate people. Okay. Two,
and I learned to hate Christmas. I learned to hate Christmas because of it.
Yes, and you're right. And
good morning, Jennifer.
Same with me. It's really interesting. It's a duplicate. Retail and hospitality are hand in hand.
Yes.
And
because the second thing you learned?
What's that? What?
People are stupid.
Well, that's no-brainer. If you have to tell us that now, I mean, you've missed out because we've been through that.
Oh, so have I.
Primary school.
But you learn to deal with a bunch of different personality types. And,
yes, you do.
It has helped me further along in my career. So
just moving to this state, to the state has taught me, moving here has taught me how much I despise tourists. I mean, it's a Jekyll and Hyde experience. Okay, they're all well and fine in their own neighborhood. They got their own daily routines, their own friends or whatever. And then they go into hide when they come to the state of Florida. And it's like, oh my God, who are you people? And why are you acting this way? You know, it's unbelievable. I hate tourists, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go back to Terry. Terry said, okay, for us, Terry, over in Ireland currently watching, primary school for us was elementary. Secondary school was, of course, junior high. We had no middle school. There was no such thing as middle school when I was.
Oh, I had middle school.
Yeah, I did. How did you have middle school?
Because
you came out around about the same time I did.
Because New England is different than Maryland.
Yeah.
They call it junior high down here.
It was either junior high.
When I was growing up as junior high.
I had junior high. I went from elementary, junior high, high school.
Yeah.
You know,
it was either for us 11.
Go ahead.
I was going to say for us, middle school was 6, 7, and 8.
Junior high was 7th, 8th, 9th.
Okay.
High school
up here, high school is 9 through 12.
High school here is 10 through 12. So
no, down here it's 9 to. In our area, it's 9 to 12.
Nope. No, I wasn't in Florida. Remember, this is Baltimore.
He was in Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't have the honor and the privilege. I had a lucky charm in my pocket to have been born in Florida. Okay, so I did not have that. Bill says he was about to ship to Fort McClellan.
Yep.
To become a military police. Oh man. Well, bless your heart, brother, and thank you for your service. That's great to know. Great to know. Jennifer says she was in high school. I hope so.
Oh, so William here knows where being since he was an MP, he knows where all the good bars are.
Yeah, because he had to break all of them up.
Exactly.
And of course, he was a Canuck. Hey, there you are, Mary. You found us. Hey, Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean is 9 or 10 now, Mary. Tell me. Hey, Jelly Bean. Good to see you, brother. Yay. I think he's 9 or 10 watching. Well, let's get on to our show, because this is what we do in the morning, by the way. That was Morning Garbage, and we usually start out talking about our lives, each one of our lives experiences for the week. And because we do this show weekly, but there are a lot of things that can happen in 7 days. and we like to talk about it beforehand. But of course, we now have to return back to 1993. So, Rose, take it away, sweetheart. All your show. Once again, this is Cartoons of 1993, presented by Rosemarie Rose. We're going to have a great year this year, so just truck along.
Okay, so good morning. And I appreciate everybody who's here, and I hope everybody had a happy new year. So today we're going to discuss cartoons that were on in 1993. Some of them premiered in 1993. Others were staples that were continuing on. So we're going to start off with, I found some stuff that I don't think we've done on the show before, and some that you'll find familiar faces. But the first one is called Crow. And Crow was an American animated series produced by the Children's Television Workshop. As you may know, that's connected with Sesame Street, and now it's known as the Sesame Workshop. It was funded by the National Science Foundation. Every episode had an educational theme to it, like physics, mechanical engineering, technology. And the show's narrator was a woolly mammoth named Phil. And basically, it aired on ABC, of all places, September 18th of 1993. And it only lasted until 1994, unfortunately. But the episodes, which I think were about 13 of them, went on to play on Noggin and Nickelodeon, and they used, on Noggin because of the teaching aspect of it. So go ahead and play a clip from Crow.
Parker, that stubby little body of hers just isn't built for speed the way mine is.
You were saying?
Parker, how did you?
By avoiding those strenuous hills, I saved both time and effort. So, where are my prickly pears?
Fine, I'll find you some prickly pears, the prickliest. Hope you bite a needle. Ouch! Hey, you, go away. I saw the pear first. Hey, cut it out. Stop imitating me.
Crow, I think that is you.
Oh, yeah? Well, if that's me, then who am I?
No, silly. It's not you. It's your reflection you.
No way, Packer. I'm waving my right hand, and he's waving his left hand.
Well, that's what happens in a reflection. Things get kind of flipped.
Oh, I get it. Like when I see myself in water, only better.
So you see the aspect of the patient there.
I bet Jerome owns a pair of hairy underwear.
Listen, I can neither confirm nor deny that knowledge, Senator.
Yeah, this guy. You better shut up, or I'm gonna come over there and choke you. But anyway, these guys kind of look like people that would grow up in Jerome's neighborhood. So, Crow, what network did this come on?
It was on ABC.
19. I was about to say when, and of course, duh.
It aired in 1993, but then it re-aired again in the early 2000s on Nickelodeon and Noggin.
Well, it's interesting. I was, years, almost a decade out of college, so probably I was not sitting down watching Crow.
I did not see it. I don't know if anybody in our cartoon crew did, but it was new to me.
Wow, Crow, huh? Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming Crow would be short for Cro-Magnon, of course.
Yep.
All right. And I know Jelly Bean is watching. He's 6 years old. And Jelly Bean, Cro-Magnon was the more advanced, educated form of cavemen. You had Neanderthals, they were knuckle draggers, okay? And then you had Cro-Magnons, who was probably good-looking kids like yourself who have, fur underwear. I'm sure you have
fuzzy underwear.
Yeah, Jelly Bean, I'm sure you have fuzzy underwear. Okay, all right. Now I know he's looking at his mom and going, what is he talking about? Good job. What else you got, dear?
So the next one is another one I had not heard of. I found it kind of annoying, but it's called the Marsupialami. Okay.
What?
Marsupialami.
I am so confused.
It was a 1992 show called Raw Tunage, and then it spun off into its own series in 1993. It was on CBS. It lasted for only one season.
Geez, I can't imagine why.
13 episodes. But the weird thing is, there was a big cast list that was on this show. People that we're familiar with.
Can someone at least tell me what they are?
Well, it takes place, I believe, in Australia, and it's like it's supposed to be like the super marsupial that is there's these hunters that are in search of it.
Okay.
And so that's like basically the storyline. But Jim Cummings, Frank Welker, Dan Castellano from The Simpsons all voiced this, and it was a complete flop. It only lasted a season. But go ahead and play one of the clips.
Marsupial Lamy.
Marsupial Lamy, yeah.
Okay, I can't even say that fast 3 times.
Yeah. Charming place.
Did you hear that, Palumbo? I got this feeling something's about to happen.
In order to reach the treasure, you must pass through the heavenly portal. But beware, 2 rings will appear. Ha! The 2 rings! One leads to the treasure of Marsupicoatl, and the other releases the Marsupilami-eating monster, and your doom will be sealed forever.
Oh, I think I'm going to be sick.
You're a weakling. I'll do it, you coward.
Yeah? Hey, she doesn't seem to agree.
She's just trying to trap us. I'll follow my instincts. They've never let me down.
Yeah?
What is this horror?
Looks like my ex-girlfriend. I'm sorry. No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm sorry. Okay, so marsupial.
So yeah, that was the marsupial Lamy, and the main character, which you didn't see there, he makes this horrible, grunting sound, because he doesn't talk. It's like, I didn't use that clip because I found him annoying. So, but that is Lamy. And so I don't remember this show at all. I was working. So and I usually work Saturday. So I never saw this show.
I never heard of this show until you mentioned it. And I usually know most of the shows that we're talking about.
He made a really good point. Yeah.
I actually understand Bill's comment here.
I do too.
Yeah. Isn't that the one that didn't he turn invisible as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. We're so
there
old.
is a big similarity.
You're
now
old,
that you
Bill.
mention it.
You're ancient, Bill. Jeez.
By the way, Bill, I love your St. Bernards. They're beautiful. Beautiful.
St. Bernard? Oh,
I think they are, yeah.
God. Makes me want to be in snow now. Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was the marsupial Lamy. And now we're going to go to a show that's kind of has an interesting story to it. One that I remember hearing about but never saw because I was a huge Jim Henson fan. Okay. I grew up in the era of the Muppet Show. And I wanted to be a puppeteer. I wanted to it was one of my goals at one time to work with Jim Henson. It was like when I was a child, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, we all did. We all wanted to do that.
I actually had a group of friends, and we had a puppet troupe, and we used to do puppet shows like on the road. We did them at nursing homes. We did it at our school. We actually made a short film when we still didn't have video. It was like a short silent film.
Wow, a side of Rose we never knew about.
So I was really into the whole Muppet thing, more so than most. So
wow, that's excellent.
Apparently in 1989, Jim Henson had I remember the Jim Henson Hour, but I don't remember seeing it. And there was in one of his shows on the Jim Henson Hour was a short film called Dog City, about a dog who writes Private Eye stories. And then it became a actual series in 1993. This is a hybrid show where you have an opening with and other parts with the Muppets. There are dogs, and he writes a series. The one there with the coat on, with the sweater vest, Argyle sweater vest. He is a writer, and he writes these private about a private eye in Dog City. And so they all come to watch the story, and he always gets inspirations from his friends and stuff and writes these stories.
I kid you not.
Go ahead. Huh?
I kid you not. I had that sweater vest.
Did you really?
I did. I swear.
I can't see you in Argyle, Mark.
1993. I was working in an office. I had this damn.
I want to see a picture of you in an Argyle sweater.
Look, he kind of looks like an architect too. You know,
I had that sweater vest. I'm telling you.
But yeah, he does. Yeah, he's like doing this like electric drawing of and drawing this art of I don't know if it was electric or not, but he's drawing art.
Yeah.
For his cartoon.
Well,
so go ahead and play a clip.
Yeah.
From that show, Dog City.
It is what we do. All right.
3 million dogs, a couple of trillion fleas, and not enough hydrants to go round. Now Dog City had a new problem. It was falling apart. Some nut the wolf case was running amok, taking the screws out of everything in town. The papers were calling him Screwy Louie. No one knew who he really was, where he came from, or why he was unscrewing the town. Doggone dog. Ooh, doggone wastebasket. Hey, Sot, Private Eye. Dog. Life is full of little aggravations, like phones that give you a dial tone after you.
I feel like I'm watching a Peter Columbo episode.
So Dog City was on ABC and on Canada Television.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on for 3 seasons, 31 episodes. I suspect that this show was expensive to make, and probably why it only lasted 3 seasons. Because in 31 episodes, that's a short 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But,
that's a good point about the expense, because you have both the Muppets and you have to do animation as well.
Yeah, animation ain't cheap.
Yeah.
So so that is about Dog City. Now, like I said, I don't think I ever watched an episode of it.
Must have been rough.
But yeah.
We got a bone to pick with you, Mark.
City.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I have nothing. I have nothing. Okay.
So our next show is kind of like an allegory that even though you're a character from a very popular show, your show may bomb. Okay.
No.
And what I'm talking about here is
Thor, Love and Thunder. Oh, I'm sorry.
The Animaniacs Plucky Duck.
Oh, yeah.
He's had his own series for a short while. It's called the Plucky Ducky Show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was on I don't think it was on a network channel. I think it was syndicated. But it only lasted 1 season and 13 episodes.
Hey, do you think it might have been WB?
Might have been WB.
It looks like a WB animation style there.
Yeah,
it is. It's a word.
It is.
Oh, yeah, right there. I didn't see it. Right there.
So so it did not last. And here's the interesting thing about this show is that out of all the episodes for this 13 episode series, only 1 was an original episode. Everything else was segments that had been on Tiny Toon Adventures or were later put on Tiny Toon or were made. They were made for Tiny Toons, and they incorporated them into both shows.
Yeah, that's called.
They were trying to save money.
Yeah.
They were recycling, and the only original episode, which was like called Bat Duck or something, later they took that and put it on Tiny Toons, to make to stretch their money. Okay,
that's called. We have a half an hour we need to fill, and we need to fill it like now because the company that was supposed to fill it didn't finish the animation in time.
That is so wrong.
But that's what Looney Tunes. I mean, look at what the Looney Tunes do.
I guess.
You know?
Yeah, I guess. Yep,
I mean,
but,
yeah, I mean, you know what is interesting is like throughout the years when I look at these grids, there's always some rebranding of the Looney Tunes.
Yep.
On television. They were always on somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Both of you guys are right on that. But
this Plucky Duck show was
wow.
And it didn't make it. So it was only on from 1992 to November of 93. Okay.
Hey, Jelly Bean's got to be enjoying these cartoons because I'm sure they're new to him. He's only 6 years old, but they're kind of in his league, in his category, right? So this gotta be cool, Jelly Bean. Hope you're enjoying this. Ma'am, would you like me to play the video now?
Please play the clip. Yep. Plucky Ducky.
Nope.
Is it gonna play?
Yeah, it's playing.
It's stuck. We got it stuck here. There we go.
No.
Hold on, I'm going back.
No.
That was weird.
No, I pushed the button. No, you pushed the button. I pushed the button. Now your turn, my turn. I pushed the button. Okay. I pushed the button.
Yeah, that's Gwen when she was young.
I push it again. I push it again and again and again and again.
Don't overdo it,
Plucky. These are my kids.
Yeah, Gwen is that way too.
Elevator go down the hall.
Even now, they fight to see who's going to push the elevator button. They're both grown.
I actually love the voice on this kid.
So
is a real child's got to be, or a brilliant adult.
Yeah, but that clip right there is every parent knows that clip because they lived it in real life.
Thank God, I have no idea what you're talking about. But
Mark, I figure you to be the crazy corrupting uncle.
Yeah, exactly. Do it again. Do it again.
Mark, I'm sure you've been at a convention where there was young children messing with the freaking elevator.
Oh, I was. I actually had kids crawling up on the stage while I'm trying to talk, and the parents wouldn't let them. It's like, hello, parental guidance here. Going back real quick on this. Cheryl said she did puppet shows with my family from 79 until the mid 80s.
That's awesome.
I would love to see one of those.
My little group, we had a guy who he would sew and make all the costumes. He had a tuxedo. We had a Kermit the Frog, and he made a tuxedo for him.
Wow.
And he was really talented and I'm talking we were like 10 or 11 years old, and he learned how to sew. Yeah.
Were their pants?
Well, no, with the puppet, there's, but the puppet that we had he did make pants for him because we had a regular Kermit with.
Yeah, thank that person because I definitely don't want to see a butt in my face every time I see that frog on the screen. It's like, what? Where's his pants? So he's got a bow tie. He did
because we had one of those Kermits that had the legs, so he did make it was a full tuxedo.
Yeah,
it was white. He made a white tuxedo for him.
Okay,
it's pretty cool.
All right, Plucky looks good. So remember that, Mary. Mary, let Jelly Bean find this. What was the name? It was just Plucky?
Plucky Ducky.
Plucky Ducky. Okay. You're looking for Plucky Ducky, yep. Mary. Don't say that too fast and make an accident, okay? Plucky Ducky. Okay.
So we'll move on to the next one, which is here's a couple that have been around forever and rebranded again and again. And in 1990, through several seasons, including 93, which is the year we're focusing on, Tom and Jerry Kids. The 90s were the early 90s were when everything was kids. You had the Flintstone kids, you had the Scooby-Doo kids. And so you had Tom and Jerry as kids, and this show was very successful. It was on for 4 seasons and 65 episodes. The thing about this Tom and Jerry Kids was that they tried to go back to the old MGM style cartoons.
Oh,
there's no talking. It's more, that kind of banter, the original style. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and play that clip.
Excuse me for coughing, guys. when I told you guys all this was fixed. We get this.
It's an awfully strong mouse. Oh man,
Wow.
I watched that last part of that last scene, and my first thought was Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Wow, that's awesome. Well, good thing we got a 6-year-old who's loving your show here, Rose. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. What I like about Tom and Jerry Kids, I like the style. I like the cartoon style. I like the little hat that they put on Tom. It's kind of cute, and I love Tom and Jerry. So I don't like I really didn't like the ones where were like friends and talking and stuff, because it kind of, that's not what originally they were.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the originals. The movie, the ones that were styled for movies, and you had actually music in it, and there was the Musketeer episode. So yeah, I love Tom and Jerry too.
Well, the next one, we're going to talk about another cat cartoon, and I don't think you're going to like this one. I never saw this cartoon, okay, and it was on from 1992, and then they rebranded it and went through the 1997. But yes, it was on for 5 seasons, 75 episodes, called Eek the Cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a purple cat who's like tries to be like a superhero, and I just found it kind of bizarre, even to me, the cat lover. Okay, people call me the cat lady. Yeah, that's it. It became Extravaganza later on.
Yeah, I know about
rebranded in '94 to that name.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about this show that I found interesting to me, at least, because I was a huge fan of Father Knows Best. I used to watch it when it was on TBS.
Same here, yeah.
Eleanor Donahue, who played Betty, voices the mom in this show.
Oh,
and
awesome.
I did not know that she did voice work, so I thought that was interesting. Mary says she didn't like it. Well, I never saw it, but go ahead and play the clip from Eek the Cat. Which I confused with Bill the Cat.
Bill the Cat, right.
Yes, kids, it's new Kablamo, the cereal that pops in your head, not in your hand.
My lovely family, they'll feed me.
Wow. What? Do you take? Wanna go out? What? Want to play ping pong? What is it? What do you mean, what? You're a lumberjack? That it? What?
Didn't this come out at the same time as Courage the Cowardly Dog?
It was, I think, around that same era.
Yeah, that's why I think this one, I think the two of them kind of got confused with a lot of people, because they were similar in styles of of characterization.
Okay, so Bill read my mind because when Rose said "eat the cat," and I stood here and I thought for a minute, I said, "Wasn't this a comic strip at one point?"
And
this is the relation. It was Garfield's. What was Garfield's dog name?
Odie.
Okay, where did eat? Was the cat? Was there a cat in the Jim Davis Garfield? Well,
yeah. Well, there was Garfield, and then there was Nermal.
Right.
And Nermal was the world's cutest kitten.
Yeah.
And that was it. No, but I can see what I'm saying, but I can also see that there's enough differences that he couldn't do a lawsuit.
And our researcher Mike is not online here. I wanted to talk about him later on, but you guys remember Bloom County?
Yes.
Wasn't there a cat in that as well?
Bill the cat.
So. Yeah, Bill the cat.
That was Bill the cat.
It was getting confused with this cat.
Yeah.
While I was doing it, and I'm like, this doesn't look like Bill.
Bill was one of their big merchandise sales for Bloom County.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Bill's right. This was a lawsuit just waiting to happen.
This was on Fox Kids.
Yeah, I don't think there was a lawsuit available on this one because there's enough differences that they could throw it out.
I guess. Yeah, he's pudgy, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought those kids were really ugly. You know.
Hey, don't judge other people's children. That's my job.
Yeah. No. I'll judge the other kids.
So I don't know. I mean, it was popular. There were 75 episodes of this show.
Wow.
But
really?
You know, it's something I never watched. So
I never watched it either because, like I said, it looked too much like Courage.
Yep.
And really, to be honest, you know, this is, like I said, that this is the time that I was like working a lot of Saturdays, so I probably would have never seen it. So now we're going to go back to another famous character who has been rebranded time and time again. He was originally a comic strip, and he's been there's tons of cartoons of him. There's been movies made of him, and I'm talking about Dennis the Menace.
Oh,
no. And this one was the all new.
Well said, William.
Yeah, it didn't take a lot of thought, is what he's trying to bring up here, lady.
Yeah.
And they're kind of dumb. Those kids were kind of dumb too, because I'll tell you, I know when my cats are hungry, they won't stop. You know, they won't be holding signs. They'll be swatting me, saying, "Hey, come feed me." You know, so you know, so they were kind of like out there.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Dennis the Menace, who, you know, his style never really changes. He always looks the same, so it's very confusing. I think you could throw all the Dennis the Menace cartoons together in a lump, and you probably wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. That the style is always the same. Hank Ketchum created Dennis the Menace, and this show, this particular one, the all new Dennis the Menace, only lasted one season in 1993 on CBS. But they did re-air it in syndication forever and a day. One season, 13 episodes. And let's see what the all-new Dennis the Menace was about.
Wait. That's a good-looking woman.
Yes.
That's Mom.
No, that's Dennis's mom.
She's just drawn very well. And at my age, that's my category. I'm sorry. That was a good-looking woman. I'm sorry. Did you want me to play the clip?
All new Dennis the Menace. Same old stories. Let's roll the clip because you'll see what I mean. We're torturing the next door neighbor again.
Mr. Wilson won't be staying with us, Dennis.
What?
We'll spend our vacation here, and Mr. and Mrs. Wilson will come back in 2 weeks to pick us up.
Don't I get a vote on this?
No, Dennis. It's all settled.
Hate you, Dad. Good job, Dad.
Cloudburst! Oh, everyone inside. I insist that you all spend the night here with us.
What? Thanks, Martha, but we'll be fine in our tent. I'm sure the rain will stop any minute now.
Whoa! Oh, my God!
Are you sure it won't be too much of an inconvenience?
Oh, we're sure.
No.
a huge camper.
Yeah.
What's that?
Go to sleep, George.
Someone's stealing my coin collection.
George, don't be absurd.
I hid it in that closet over there, and someone's after it. Oh, no! Yikes! Everybody out! Dennis!
Gee, Mr. Wilson, they're a family. I couldn't just leave them soaking in the rain.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, you could. I'd be busting that kid up and sending a bill to his parents for the cost of the cleaning of that place, man.
You should not go camping during a natural disaster, okay? I think somebody made a mistake here.
Well, I mean, camping, I used to go camping all the time, and when it rains, it isn't the greatest, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Every day
apparently they were like right by the river where the river like overflowed that quickly.
See the best camping I ever did during rain wasn't the tent that was the best shelter. It was the lean-to that we had built.
Yeah.
Seriously, that was in the Scouts.
Yeah, I should have inspected that for you.
Yeah, after Hurricane Irma, we were all living in a tent outside because it was so sweltering hot in our house back in 2017. And the wind picked up one day while we were all gone, and we had a big tent, expensive tent. It took that tent and pushed it into the fence and bent all the poles, and my expensive tent was destroyed.
Yep.
So it happens. You have to be really careful.
Yeah.
But the reason Dennis the Menace hasn't succeeded anymore is all the stuff he did was basically based from the 1930s, 40s, and even the early 50s.
Sure.
And like Mary just said, a lot of that stuff just doesn't float anymore today, And a lot of people just don't find it funny anymore.
Yeah.
The general. I mean,
well, these
we
days,
all find
Dennis
it funny.
the Menace would be on his cell phone and playing
playing video
games.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And that's
because back then it was the childhood, the experience of childhood. When kids went outside and they talked to their neighbors and they were bored and they messed around a lot. And that is a part of childhood that's not around anymore. Sort of like Saturday morning cartoons. It's gone.
All right. Did you two ever get you can come back, you can stay out until the street lights come on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. You can't get that today.
Nope. Oh, my son will be home in the morning.
Yeah.
But he's 5.
Yeah, and that's the thing,
Yeah.
So all that's changed. That's why Dennis the Menace probably didn't succeed back in 93 is we were in that transition to the video games and all that other stuff.
My mother was very well known for hanging her entire body out the window of our apartment and calling both my brother and I's name. There was just a symphonic sound of her voice traveling through the neighborhood.
Let me tell you, I had a friend named Laura. Okay, I had a friend named Laura, and those lights would come on in the park where we lived. The lights would all come on all about the same time.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't home in like 5 minutes, she would come to the corner of the street. She would walk to the corner and go, Laura, get your butt home.
Okay, hey, I am going to demonstrate. I am going to demonstrate right now my mom calling my brother and sister for dinner. Me. It's bad when your friends are teasing you with this sound. Here we go. Mark and Eugene. Constantly. On repeat. Okay. It was, everybody knew us. Yeah.
No, see, my mom only used my full name when she was mad at me.
Of course. Absolutely. What is your full name, by the way?
Jerome Charles Connor.
Yeah, me too.
Charles. Nice.
Yeah, see, remember, tradition in the family is from grandma was all the boys have initials JCC.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And my brother kept it up until his second child was born.
In my neighborhood where I grew up, those initials meant Jewish Community Center.
Well, in our family, we had William Arthur, which was Brad's dad, William Bradley, which is my husband, and our son is William Christopher.
Wow.
So, but I'm pretty sure if Rachel has a kid, she's gonna break that tradition. If she has a kid.
Wait a minute.
That's just the way she rolls. Okay.
So they were all Uncle Bills?
Well, my husband goes by Brad. He goes by his middle name. Christopher goes by his middle name. But Brad's dad did go by Bill.
Right.
So it's William ABC.
You know, Uncle Bill was the father on Family Affair. Classic Television SmackDown every other Friday night, guys. Here on Uncle Bill was in fact Family Affair. So anyway, yeah. Oh, what's this? Mim?
M-E-M.
Why is there a hyphen there? Mrs.
I don't
M?
know.
Annie M? Without the last name.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm somewhere with her.
So we're going to move on to a show that was beloved by a lot of people, one that I did not watch, but I did know about because it just kind of like, you know, some shows you just know exist, okay?
I watched it.
And then, this is Bobby's World, which was originally known as The World According to Bobby.
Right.
It was on for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
It started in 1990. And it was in its heyday in the 1993 range, and it was still on, and it was on till 1998.
I didn't know they had toys.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was huge. It was created by comedian Howie Mandel.
Yep. Howie Mandel,
and he does the voice of Bobby and his father Howard Generic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was on Fox. It was on Fox. 7 seasons, 81 episodes, and the opening was composed by John Tesh.
Yeah.
And Michael
Really?
Hanna.
And this was the one for 7 seasons?
Oh yeah, this show was huge.
I mean, I loved it. I did.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of toys and all kinds of merchandise.
Yeah, this was like an anchor show for Fox.
Yeah, I loved it too, but I didn't stay with it from beginning to end.
Oh man, kids grew up
on.
with this show. When he did that game show on at night, with the opening of the boxes.
Something
about
God
the,
American
I
Got
was going to say
Talent.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but that's not right. No.
But
American
anyway,
Got Talent.
No.
Talent.
This was no. But anyway,
I know what show you're talking about because it was on forever, and I can't remember the name of it.
But what happened was contestants would want him to do Bobby because they grew up with Bobby's World.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, he has a new game show, but I can't say the name of it on Netflix. My son loves that show.
Oh, there we go. Dennis got it.
It's about BSing. The show's name is BS.
Netflix has game shows?
Yes, they do.
Deal or no deal? Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
The one with the briefcase. All the girls.
Yeah, Rachel has
that's what I was trying to tell you.
Right. Well, you didn't say it.
I can't remember the name of it. Thank you, Dennis. Yes.
Yeah, good job.
Yes, thank you, William. Thank you.
Yeah, no, they
So my adult brain.
every time, a lot of the times the contestants would want him to do the voice of Bobby.
Right. Yep. You ready, dear?
Yes, go ahead and play that clip.
Okay. Me? Kids, I've got an exciting announcement.
Dad?
We're all going to the NAPTY convention.
Cool.
Epic.
Dad?
Oh, Howard! NAPTY? The National Association of Pants and Tailoring Experts Convention? Oh, go on with you now. Did you win?
Yeah, you're looking at the winner of the Pants Purveyor of the Year Award, huh?
I'm making a video for school about bad manners.
Bobby, hey now, put a sock in it. You interrupted your father. Now, what do you say?
Please.
Oh, no, that's wrong. You say, I'm sorry.
Why do parents love to ask questions when they already know the answer?
Dorsal Country Club. 9 holes of golf on their championship course, followed by a banquet.
Oh, well, for the the Dorsal Country Club is pretty exclusivo, don't you know? Kids, you're gonna have to mind your manners.
Mind my manners?
There we go.
Wee, Bobby, hand me that, please. Please?
Uncle Ted, did he mind your manners when ye were my age?
It's not mind your manners, Bobby. It's mind your manners.
Ah, Rose, you cut us off, girl. It was getting good.
Yes, that was one little piece of Bobby's World, which apparently was a big hit with a lot of people on the cartoon crew.
Oh yeah.
Bobby's World. That's incredible. I love that show, but like I said, I didn't watch it for 7 years.
I love Mom's Midwest voice.
I do too. Don't you know?
So that was Bobby's
that
World.
show was amazing.
And so we're gonna move on to another famous cat, which was brought up earlier. Okay, Garfield has been around forever. Also, it started off as a comic. I think the comic's still running, isn't it? Or is it just repeats now?
No, I think it's still running. Because there's been some changes in the characters' relationships.
Okay, so because I don't get to read comic strips like I used to. I used to read comic strips all the time.
I'm friends and follow an artist who does occasional work for the Garfield stuff.
Well, comic strips are great if you can find them.
Yes,
online.
Yeah. I was a big fan of Garfield. I love Garfield the cat, and he's had a few cartoons around. This one is Garfield and Friends. And it was on actually for quite a while. It was coming towards the end in 1993, towards the end of its run, which would be a year later in 94. So it premiered in 88, goes on to 94, 7 seasons, 121 episodes of a spaghetti-eating cat.
Lasagna-eating cat.
Cody. Lasagna. And of course, his owner. So go ahead and play a clip from Garfield and Friends.
All right, just so you guys know, okay, never feed me lasagna.
Why?
Because I would not be sitting in this chair if you did.
Are you lactose intolerant?
Oh my! It's only lasagna. It's only lasagna.
It's got to be the ricotta.
Mozzarella.
It must be the ricotta. I don't eat lasagna.
Oh.
It's an immediate. There is no stop sign. Just letting you know.
Yeah, pizza have mozzarella, so I would say it's the ricotta cheese.
Never feed me lasagna. No
right.
Lasagna.
So do you eat cottage cheese, Mark?
No, I hate cottage cheese.
There you go.
There you go. There it is. There it is.
So, important safety note: mail Mark a lasagna.
I knew it. Yeah. You hate my guts? Send me lasagna. No problem. Okay.
I like you. I just don't like your guts.
Well, look, if you do that, if you send me lasagna, I'm eating it while I'm parked outside your house. Simple as that.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry now talking about Italian food. So let me play that clip, Mark.
You bastard. Right.
World's largest ball of twine, huh? Fascinating. I wonder what this is for. Uh-oh.
Oh, don't worry, Garfield. I'll save you from that awful piece of twine.
There are times when I hate them.
So
that is Carlton the Doorman, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Lorenzo Music. Yes.
Yeah.
And we had a Carlton the Doorman clip on our last classic television SmackDown.
Yeah, you know what? That poor guy is so typecast. I don't think he can get.
Yeah, but he's probably making a boatload of money.
Yeah, he's passed away now.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, how sad.
How long ago was that?
I think he died a few years ago.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
But boy, he had a great career. Doing voiceover work. So.
Yeah. Great. Rhoda.
So that was Garfield and Friends. Always enjoyable.
Okay.
And so we're at to our last cartoon, which we've shown on here before. But
you sure? I'm not.
We've had it at least one other time before.
Oh,
okay?
yes,
because
we
it
did.
was so crazy.
You're right.
It's so crazy.
Yes, it is.
That it's worth discussing one more time because it's just such a unique kind of show that only lasted one season. It was originally a comic book.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It was part of CBS Saturday morning, believe it or not. This is a show that should have been on. I can see this show working on a cable
Prime
network.
Yeah.
Like Toonami or something, something like that, late at night. Okay. But Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Oh, I love that show.
Was on from 1993 to 1994. And it's you can find episodes on YouTube, but I don't think it's aired anywhere else.
I think it's on one of the streaming services.
Is it now?
I think it's either on like Tubi or Pluto TV or something like that.
Or Freebie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
because I watched it recently.
Okay, cool. It's really an interesting kind of take. It's kind of it kind of reminds me of a little bit of mix of heavy metal, those kind of cartoons,
Oh yeah, well, it's based off of a Dark Horse comics called Xenophobic Tales.
Yeah.
Xenophobic Tales. Yeah, it's great. Started off as a black and white comic. Absolutely great storylines.
Yeah, apparently, they dealt with some really heavy ecological, political issues.
There's a word again.
Which is probably why it didn't make it on a CBS kids lineup.
Well, the problem also was it kept getting moved around and preemptive due to sports.
Oh, that stinks.
Okay, and that
it was on too late. It was really on too late.
It was really on too late. I think if they had moved that show back about half an hour to an hour,
I agree.
This show would have been huge.
Yeah, because around 12 o'clock, 12:30, forget it. Nobody's watching.
Yeah, because it got preempted a lot for whatever sports was going on in '93.
It's college sports that came on too.
Yeah.
You guys, I have to segue a little bit, but Rose said a word that subconsciously I reacted to, and this emphasizes the nerdism in all of us, but it seems like I was the only one that picked it up. Rose said the word heavy. Automatically, I went, there goes that word again. Back to the Future.
Okay. Wow, you are such a nerd.
I didn't mean to do it. I'm telling you, it was knee jerk. It was knee jerk.
Yeah, I have
really
words
heavy.
that do that to me too.
Yeah, but Doc Brown said, "Oh, there goes that word again." And then I'm like, sorry, just had to nerd this out, get it out of my system here.
So let's go ahead and play that final clip we've got today.
Oh, this is great.
It is a great cartoon. I love it. I don't even want to call it a cartoon. It is great writing and execution.
Jack, whose car is this?
Mine, pretty lady.
That's all right. I'm running it back again. Somehow it snags in the beginning.
Jack, whose car is this?
Mine, pretty lady. Hey, Cadillac Jack. Long time no see. ¿Cómo está, good buddy?
Sean? Sean Russell? I don't believe it.
Believe it, pal. And who's this fine-looking specimen?
This is Hannah Dundee, ambassador from Wassoon.
I'm in love. Hey, listen, I know a spot in the flats where we could watch the moons rise. Just you and me. What do you say,
Wow.
I've got a better idea. Why don't you go there by yourself? Soon. This guy is a friend of yours?
Well, yeah.
Jack and me trained together as old blood mechanics. We're still the best around. I am, anyway. Hey, remember the Badlands Run, Jack Man? Boy, that was some fun, huh?
Yeah, sure. So what brings you to these parts, Sean?
Just looking for a change of scenery.
Wait!
Whoa! Down, little cutter.
Huh.
It's okay, Hermes. He's a friend.
Not to me, he isn't.
Wow. See, you got to watch this. And
and you have to watch them in order, too. You have to watch them in order because there is a background storyline going on.
Sure. Thank you, Mike, for bringing that up. That's a good point. Now we know where to find it. 3 sources there, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The colors and backgrounds look inspiring. Go ahead, Rose. Continue on while I find these comments.
Well, all I want to say was that's our show. That's we had 1 season, 13 episodes, and basically that's it. And apparently, you all were big fans of it. I never saw it. So.
Rose, you really got to go watch it. That's one of those that you have to see.
It's worth a sit down. It really is.
I like linear-based cartoons, so I might actually, enjoy that one and sit down and watch it.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. Wow. Well, that was a great
video
show,
game
Rose,
too of this, by the way.
What did you say? What did you say, Mark?
I said that was a great show, but it actually frightens me a bit because now you're doing them by year. It's like, oh no.
Well, I always try to think up different themes, and I was just like, well, I didn't want to do 70s again because I think I did 70s last year.
Okay, that's
when
my
we did
era
like a
anyway.
decade style show.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let me do the 90s.
Yeah.
Because the 90s is something I'm not really, familiar with because I was, working most of the time. And I thought it would be, something different for, to start and, break open the new season of Saturday morning cartoons for the 2023.
Right.
A couple of quick notes to everybody. If you're in the Fort Myers area in Florida, I'm going to be signing books and actually doing a panel, my first UFO panel at the UFO Paranormal Conference in Fort Myers, Snappers Laugh-In Comedy Club next Sunday from 10 to 6. There's a bunch of great guests. So if you know somebody in the area who enjoys paranormal talk and UFO talk, come on down to the show. It's going to be a great time. And the second thing I wanted to mention is that Mark?
When is this?
Next Sunday, January 15th.
January 15th, next Sunday. Okay.
Yep, 10 to 6. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was that Roses and Reactions, because we did Avengers December, which was a big hit. And thank you, everybody who came on for 4 weeks of talking about the MCU. We're taking a brief hiatus. We're going to be back January 28th.
Okay.
We wanted some time to recoup and regather and come up with themes for this next year's coming shows.
Sure. Great. That's good that you're taking a break because your last 3 shows were fantastic and it takes a toll on you. We got a bunch of other stuff, bunch of other topics that you guys can entertain us with down the line here. And for us, for the show itself, I'm going to be making some announcements next weekend. I'm not going to do it this weekend. Next weekend, mainly because we were missing somebody early, and I just want to wait and get that all squared up for next weekend. Oh my God, it's my turn next weekend, isn't it?
I think so.
Yep. So
is that your classic television SmackDown also?
Yeah, it is 2 in a row. That's fine. No problem. So that's this Friday coming up. The classic television SmackDown, and of course Saturday morning cartoons the day after. And that was a great show. Really enjoyed it. Nice to see Jelly Bean stood up for this one. You actually, I think, showed some cartoons that I think that he might actually explore.
At 6 years old,
I love to get people involved in new stuff.
At 6 years old, he's definitely going to like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs because it's got dinosaurs in it.
Yeah. Wow, Bill, I hadn't thought of that, but yeah. We thank you too, Jelly Bean.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah,
Miss you, Jelly Bean. But yeah, so next week I got to come up with 2 topics, and I always have things in the back of my head. Cadillac and dinosaurs. Oh yeah, good. He loves dinosaurs.
See?
Yeah, that's good.
By the way, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is available not only where they said, but also on YouTube. If you look up something called, where did I just see this? Hang on a second here. It is on a page called Retro Rerun.
Oh, I know Retro Reruns. Yeah,
they've uploaded all the episodes to their YouTube channel. And the executive producer of that show got the rights back. So he owns it.
Yeah.
I love
Very
this show.
cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Bill's suggestion, but I think I can collar something on that one.
No.
Mary says she'll go ahead and look into that. That's fantastic. I'm glad you guys hung out with us. This is what we do every weekend, guys. Saturday morning cartoons. If in fact you guys are interested in being a co-host, if you want to come on a screen with us and you have 10 cartoons that you really like and you want to talk about, give us a list. Come on air with us. Hook up with us, and we'll get you situated. And this is our opinion of our cartoons that we happen to enjoy. And as you know, doing this as long as we've been doing it, there are hundreds of cartoons that we've already talked about and that we remember, and some we haven't even touched on.
Some of them...
we already talked about the unlimited quantity of Scooby-Doos that we could do.
I'm sure Scooby will be back in 2023.
And the funny thing is if we've already done one show about something, come back and you can take it at a different angle and look at it from a different perspective.
I agree, because we don't explain everything about a cartoon. That it's all a personal opinion and it's all our personal insight. And like Jerome said, you may have a different insight. But we would really love to have you guys. You want to hook up with us, you can contact us here, thecartooncrew@gmail.com. If you haven't become a part of the Cartoon Crew, get on that. Go ahead and sign up on our NBL Entertainment page. I think Saturday Morning Cartoons, NBL Entertainment Saturday Morning Cartoons, you can find that. And what is Bill saying here? Show idea. Failed follow-up. Interesting. Yeah. Well, get that together, Bill. If you got 10 of them that you know of, write out your list and get your butt on screen, man. We'd love to have you. Really would.
Oh, Jennifer, you are asking for Mark to kill you.
Jennifer no longer exists. She's not answering her phone anymore. We tried to contact Jennifer, but we get a dial tone. If anybody ever gets dial tones anymore. So definitely we will not be doing a Smurf episode. This is just coming from my voice.
Never say never. Never say never.
I can be overruled, but at some point certain things will happen. Jennifer will be up on screen and we'll go, oops. Something like that. So yeah, Smurf's my ass. I mean, sure, Jen, you come up with anything you want. All right, so we will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for enjoying Saturday Morning Cartoons, for at least being here. Even if you didn't enjoy it, you were here, and we really appreciate that a lot.
Absolutely.
So we will be talking to you guys next week, Friday to be exact.
Friday at 8.